What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of TV. I am your host, Jay Wilson. Today, we have videos of Chicago residents speaking out about crime in the city. You know, it's been a lot going on with Trump saying that Chicago's next on the hit list to send the National Guard to clean up the crime. And the Chicago residents are speaking out, giving their opinion. I got a few videos that we're going to go over, and also some older black ladies that's going to give you a quick history lesson of the black vote. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you can be updated on the latest videos. Turn on that notification bell so that your phone will notify you every time that I drop videos over here at TV, because you don't want to miss out on the amazing news and information and entertainment that I have for you guys lined up. So let's get into this video. Now, if y'all might, I'm going to replay this video to refresh your memory on what the governor, Pritzker, over in Chicago is saying to Donald Trump. He's basically saying, we got it covered and we don't need the National Guard in our city. So I'm going to play this video for you guys just to refresh your memory. I know you all probably already saw it. It's been trending in the headlines lately. And just pay close attention to what he says. And then I'm going to give you the other videos and you'll see it come together so that you can get both perspectives. You can hear it from both sides of the story. You know, that's the way we like to do it at On TV, because we don't want to be biased. Even though I have my opinion and I state my opinion, and you can leave your opinion and your thoughts down in the comment section. I promise I won't get offended or be hurt by the things that you say if you don't agree. You know, if you do agree, though, you're very smart. You're very smart. Let's get into this video.
Donald Trump wants to use the military to occupy a U.S. city, punish his dissidents, and score political points. If this were happening in any other country, we would have no trouble calling it what it is, a dangerous power grab. Look at the people assembled before you today, behind me. This is a full cross-section of Chicago's leaders from the business world, the faith community, law enforcement, education, community organizations, and more. We sometimes disagree on how to effectively solve the many challenges that our state and our city face on a daily basis. But today we are standing here united, in public, in front of the cameras, unafraid to tell the president that his proposed actions will make our jobs harder and the lives of our residents worse. Earlier today in the Oval Office, Donald Trump looked at the assembled cameras and asked for me personally to say, "Mr. President, can you do us the honor of protecting our city?" Instead, I say, "Mr. President, do not come to Chicago." You are neither wanted here nor needed here. Your remarks about this effort over the last several weeks have betrayed a continuing slip in your mental faculties and are not fit for the auspicious office that you occupy. Most alarming, you seem to lack any appropriate concern as our commander-in-chief for the members of the military that you would so callously deploy as pawns in your ever more alarming grabs for power. Donald Trump wants...
So, that's Governor Pritzker. He's saying that he doesn't want Donald Trump in the city. He said you're not wanted here or needed here. Donald Trump put out a statement and said, I would like for the governors to ask for me to come into the city, because he doesn't want to be a dictator. I think that he was saying that would kind of be like borderline, like a dictator move. But he also said that he's not a dictator. And what dictator do you know that wants to actually fight crime and stop the corruptness going on? I saw somewhere in another post where people were saying that, well, the reason that they don't want Donald Trump in the city is because all of those politicians, once he finds out the corruptness, when he go in with the National Guard, he's going to be looking he's going to be looking at crime in total, not just what you think on the streets. He's not just going to be attacking black people, but the politicians are going to be basically getting audited too. They're going to be getting looked at too. And once he finds the crime and the fraud and the scamming within the political sphere, the political arena, or within the governmental services of the city, then they're going to be like in hot water too. They're going to be in trouble too. They're going to be getting investigated. So that's another reason why they're saying that they don't want Trump in the city. So that was Governor Pritzker. Y'all saw his standpoint on it. You probably already saw it. I just gave you a rerun just to refresh your memory, jog your memory on what the government officials in Chicago are saying. And that was Governor Mohawk, Brandon Johnson, standing right there behind him. We saw what he had to say in the previous videos that I posted. I don't think I have any new videos of him saying anything, but I can go back to him and show that again too if y'all would like. So leave your thoughts down in the comment section. If you like what Governor Pritzker had to say, and you agree with Mayor Brandon Johnson, they're both of the Democratic Party, and their city is falling apart under their leadership. But and crime is running rampant, and women, children, and elderly people are getting shot. They're being hospitalized. They're being robbed. So if you agree with that, man, leave a like on the video, man, and shout out to Governor Pritzker if that's what you agree with. I don't agree with it. I don't even know why they wouldn't want the crime cleaned up in their city, but that's where they're at with it. So I have a video of a black pastor in Chicago. Now I know us black people, we love the pastor, right? So we want to see what he has to say. Do a black pastor in Chicago? He's been there for years. He's a prominent figure in the community in the city of Chicago. Do you think that he would like to have Trump come and clean up crime, or do you think that he would want Trump to stay out and let them continue to fight crime themselves the way that the governor and the mayor has been handling it lately, and the murders and the deaths and the numbers are out of control? They're just high. What do you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. We're about to get ready to get into this video. He was on Fox News this morning. His name is Pastor Corey Brooks. And here he is right here. Pastor Corey Brooks has something to say on the situation, man. Y'all hit a like for the algorithm when we get into this video, man.
And for individuals to make us try to feel as if we're witnessing things getting better, that's not right. It's distasteful. And for those who live in our community, we realize that's a lie, and we realize that something needs to be said. That's why I'm speaking out every time I get a chance, because I bury these black boys. I see the mothers who are crying. I see the deaths that are going on every day, and I witness the crime in our community every single day on the sidewalk.
So he's saying that he sees the murders. He sees the deaths, man. Shout out to Pastor Corey Brooks. He's one of the Chicago residents that's on the ground. Let me rewind this video and get back to the beginning so that y'all can catch it. Is he for it or is he against it? He's seeing he's witnessing. He buries those boys. That's what he says. He speaks he gives a eulogy over their funeral, over their body, in front of their family, in front of their parents. He sees the faces of the sorrow. Is he for it or against it? Let's catch that beginning part again.
And for individuals to make us try to feel as if we're witnessing things getting better, that's not right. It's distasteful. And for those who live in our community, we realize that's a lie, and we realize that something needs to be said. That's why I'm speaking out every time I get a chance, because I bury
The pastor is speaking out every time he gets a chance because he buries these kids. He gives a eulogy. And if you don't know how frequent that is, we're about to get to it. We're about to get to it. So shout out to Pastor Corey Brooks. I'm about to show you a video that tells you how many murders and deaths that they see in Chicago every day. Now, this is another video by Pastor Corey Brooks. I haven't had a chance to watch it. So I'm going to pull that one up first, and he might give us this information in this video. But I know for sure that some of the Chicago residents, they're going to give you some of the numbers of how much crime, how much murder, how much they see, how much criminal activity that they see in their city on a daily, weekly, monthly timeline, time sphere. So let me get this video ready for you.
Boys. And for anyone in our...
And he's speaking up for the things that we as the black community say that we value and that we want to save and help. It's the black boys. So if you got good black boys living in the same area and communities as bad black boys, and the bad black boys are shooting at each other, shooting at their ops, that means that there's stray bullets flying every day in these communities. Children are getting hit. Teenagers are getting hit. And the elderly are getting hit. I don't know why we wouldn't want to stop crime and stop the death. That's what's going to save these young black boys. That's what's going to save these children. That's what's going to help these single mothers in the black community. Get rid of the crime, make it safe. When it's safer, more jobs, more opportunity. They feel the companies that offer the jobs, the funding that promotes the subsidies and the programs that help the families. They're more likely to come to a city when it's safe and it's peaceful, and they can see the opportunity to grow and obtain prosperity. When there's a lot of crime, nobody's coming. They're afraid. They don't want to lose money. There's no profit in war. There's no opportunity amongst fighting. Here's Pastor Corey Brooks again. And he's speaking on how he feels about the National Guard coming to Chicago.
We've had 254 deaths in 233 days. 80% of those.
254 deaths in how many days? Did he say 233? Let's rewind it and hear that again.
We've had 254 deaths in 233 days.
254 deaths in 233 days. That's a death a day with some on a few days. Just a few of those days, there was 2 deaths a day. This is what's going on in Chicago. And we don't want the National Guard.
80% of those have been black boys. And for
80% of those deaths have been black boys. And black people say that Trump is against them because he wants to go in there and stop this. Black people say that Trump is coming to these cities with the National Guard to attack and focus and lock up black and brown people and detain them, focus on them, attack them, single them out, discriminate against them. That's what black people are saying, the majority of them. I don't understand it. This is a pastor. He's telling you what he see. Let's get back into this. Let me rewind that again, man. I can't believe that, man. 80%.
80% of those have been black boys. And for anyone in our community to say that things are getting better and that people are safe, that is an outright lie. We need to do any and everything we can to keep our citizens safe. One of the number one priorities of government is to make sure that the citizens of America stay safe. And that should be the number one priority of the governor and the mayor, but it's not. Because the only thing that they're really concerned when it comes to black lives that matter is black lives that matter that vote.
And see, and he hit the nail on the head. The only thing that they care about is the people that vote, because if you don't know anything about politics, it's always going to be a power grab. It's always going to be a power grab, man. Some people speak about Trump and him sending the National Guard and all of that is to lock down the redistricting and all of that that's going, the seats and all of that that's going on over there in those cities. And that might be true. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not in the Oval Office when the press isn't there and we can't see what's actually going on. But I can say this. I'm objective enough to say that I know that these politicians move to grab power to keep their party in position to have say so over this country, over the area, the country, the cities, the states, the cities. You know, I know that that's happening, but I would rather have a party that's that's helping save my community, help my community prosper, make life better for me, make it to where I could see more of my dollars that I've worked hard for my earned income instead of most of it going to taxes. I'd rather see them give me that while they gain power. Not what's on the opposite side. Them gaining power and also putting certain agendas out there that takes power away from us being parents over our children, putting men in women's sports, men in women's bathrooms, men dressed in drag being able to read to our kids, schools and certain institutions having the power over our kids to be able to help them change their gender, and you can't speak out about it. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of the things that I just named are some of the main focal points of why I left the party. I don't understand it. The pastor, let's get back on this last part again. I want to hear this again. Did y'all hear what he said?
Better and that people are safe, that is an outright lie.
Look at these young boys in Chicago. May 14th. This is what's going on in Chicago. Black hoods, they jump out, guns blazing. This is what you call a drill. With them being in the car jumping out, this is what you call a spin. They're spinning. Right here. Right here, live. You can see it. These young boys don't care about you. They don't care about your life. They don't care about their lives. Do you think that they're listening to their parents? Do you think that a program is going to help these kids? They're all the way gone. They demons, man. They snatching souls off the earth. Now, do you think they feel any remorse when an innocent bystander gets hit? Do you think they feel any remorse when a 5-year-old child is outside playing, with his little brother or his little sister, and those stray bullets come flying their way?
We need to do any and everything we can to keep our citizens.
The car ain't even in park. The car rolling. Their main goal is to spin, man. To drill. To take another life. Or somebody that said something on a rap song or posted something online and it hurt their feelings. These kids are not logical at all. They're strictly emotionally charged. There was no masculinity in their household to help them guide and control those emotions. Structure those emotions to where they can flow into a more positive direction. They need to learn to channel those emotions, but they're too far gone. Those kids look like they're anywhere between 12, 13, 18, 16. When they get that age, they're gone.
One of the number one priorities of government is to make sure that the citizens of America stay safe. And that should be the number one priority of the governor and the mayor, but it's not. Because the only thing that they're really concerned when it comes to Black lives that matter is Black lives that matter that vote. And for individuals to make us try to feel as if we're...
That right there shows you, you saw and Brandon Johnson calls it, all of the people that you just saw standing outside, Brandon Johnson calls it a large gathering. It's just a large gathering. And we need more recreational centers so that kids can go and they can hang out. That's going to make our communities safer. They have nowhere to go and play basketball. That's why the communities are unsafe. And with the proper funding from the federal government, we've reached out. We've reached out to Kamala Harris, and I didn't get an answer. So I reached out to Joe Biden, and I didn't get an answer from Joe Biden. So I'm coming on here today to petition for $150 million more for the illegal migrants that we house in our sanctuary cities, so that we can appropriately acclimate those funds to put illegal migrants in housing shelters and help them become prosperous in the Black and brown communities. That's bull, man. That's bull crap. I don't know why we have so much faith in these leaders.
Leaders of the community. They're all on the same page.
I don't even think that we have faith in them. I think we just vote for them because they're Black. So now, I got another video of a Chicago resident. His name is Vashan Tunji? Vashan Tunkel? And it says that he begs Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, to come help clean up Democratic-run cities whose mayor has vowed to harbor illegal immigrants. I don't know if y'all know, but them illegal immigrants, man, they was in them Black and brown cities over there in Chicago, man. And man, the people were like, man, what in the world is going on, man? Can you imagine illegal migrants coming into your neighborhood, bringing their culture? Is totally different from our culture. Do you not understand? There's been a hot trending story I'm about to start this video. But there's been a hot trending story of an illegal migrant that was an Uber driver. He was illegal. He had a driver license. He had a vehicle. It looked like a little minivan or something. And he went to pick, he was an Uber driver, and he was going to, somebody ordered an Uber, and this illegal migrant showed up. The guy that ordered the Uber, I forgot where he worked. He worked in tech or something like that, I think. But he had a dog with him. And the illegal migrant, the illegal migrant said, "Hey man, you're not putting that dog in my car." Well, they had a disagreement. They had a dispute about it. The illegal migrant headbutts the man. As soon as he headbutts him, hit him with a quick right cross to his jaw, knocked him out unconscious right there on the street. People went to yelling and screaming. The dog ran off, and they called the police, and he's suing Uber right now. He's probably going to get a big lawsuit because that Uber driver, the illegal migrant, knocked him out. And I'm going to tell you that my story's going here. In certain countries, having dogs is a major sign of disrespect. If you bring a dog near them, you can't bring a dog in their yard. You can't bring a dog, let alone in their house. And they will not allow a dog in the house. In their car. So, I don't know if that's the case with this migrant, but that's where my mind went when I saw this. You got illegal migrants over here. Their cultures are different. Some of them, they don't deal with dogs, period. A dog is like a sign of disrespect. I don't know how they see it. You can research it later. If you know about it, leave what you know down in the comments, type it in the comments so maybe you can teach me something. But I know that there are certain cultures, they do not deal with dogs. Dogs they feel like they're vile. You can't bring a dog around them. So for this man to argue, debate, dispute him, hey man, I want to put my dog in here. This dude is embedded in his brain. He's programmed that, hey man, a dog is disrespectful. So you trying to bring this dog and put this dog in my car. I think that's why he reacted like that, man. He headbutted this dude and knocked him completely out. Us in America, we don't know anything about that. Dogs are fine. So we like, man, what the heck? Why did he do that? This is crazy. The whole time in this man's head is, man, you majorly disrespecting me. With that dog, man. You can't bring that dog around me. It's against my culture. It's against my religion. It's highly disrespectful where I'm from. So he's bringing his understanding to the U.S. Our understanding is totally different. So you're wondering why you get knocked out. It's because they don't play with dogs, man. Y'all gonna learn, man. He's over here illegally. If he came legally, he probably would have went through the proper courses and understanding of American culture that dogs are okay. It's not disrespectful for us to see a dog, pet a dog, or a dog to be in the park. Y'all gonna learn either way, the hard way or the easy way. You Democrats are gonna learn. And you black people that stomp down Democrats, I'm gonna vote Democrat. I don't care if they wanna do something strange to our kids. Let's see what Vashawn Tunkel has to say. He's talking to Tom Homan. Tom Homan. Do you know who Tom Homan is? You sure you want him to come? Because if he come, he gonna clean it up. That's all he gonna do. He gonna get rid of the crime. And the normal citizens that's not committing crimes are going to be able to live and flourish and play and enjoy their city safely. That's what's going to happen if Tom Homan comes. Shout out to Tom Homan, man. Let's get in this video.
Sir, please, I don't care what Brandon Johnson tell you. Please come clean up Chicago, Illinois. We need you, Tom Homan. This place sucks right now. And like you said, our city sucks because our governor sucks and our mayor sucks. You were absolutely right about that. And I mean, it couldn't get more broad than that. And I just really appreciate you coming here, just speaking to the people of Chicago, listening to us more than our own mayor. You're actually doing a better job than the mayor is when it comes to listening to us.
Tom?
Well, look, I was there 2 weeks ago, and I spoke to the people there, and you're right. I said the mayor sucks and the governor sucks because of them protecting illegal aliens in your city, especially criminal illegal aliens. Their number one responsibility is protecting the communities. So look, I made a promise 2 weeks ago that I'd be back, and I will be back. When this operation starts, I will be in Chicago, and men and women of ICE are going to be on the streets doing their job. So I appreciate your support. And I met with, when I was out there, I met with black pastors. I met with leaders of the community. They're all on the same page. The only one on a different page is the mayor. And we're going to prove to him that we can come in and make that city safer with or without his help.
So there you got it. There you have it, man. Hey, Tom Homan is not a joke, man. Shout out to Tom Homan, man. Coming in, he's already been taking care of ICE and all of that over there in California. He's over ICE to clean up the illegal migrants. I haven't been seeing the numbers on how many migrants are being deported, but I know one thing I've been seeing, and that's 0 migrants have crossed the border. That is the first time probably in American history that's happened. You can't come over here illegally. You can't just hop the fence, come over in America and live vicariously. You have to go through the proper channels. You have to gain the proper paperwork, the proper access. I can't just go over to these other countries and just jump in and just do what the hell I want to do. I can't just go to another country and just hop the fence and go over there and get a job and live vicariously and gain all of the government assistance programs. Why do they get to do it over here in America? Why are people even saying that that's okay? I don't understand you black Democrats, man. What in the hell is wrong with y'all? Okay, so y'all remember Danielle Carter.
They're still afraid.
She's been hot lately. She's been hot. She's been all over the news. She's been campaigning to flip Chicago red. This is a black woman. I showed her to you in previous videos. If you ain't seen it, go back and look so you can get more acquainted with her. But every time she speak, you gonna get acquainted with her. You're gonna figure her out real soon. So hit a like for the algorithm, man. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to Unk TV. Turn on your notification bell so that you can get notified on the latest videos coming out that we got dropping over here at Unk TV. And this is Danielle Carter again, the black lady, over here on Fox News. She got more to say. She's speaking out against what's going on with Chicago. Brandon Johnson, she on your behind, brother. She on your head. She on your road. Governor Pritzker, this is your worst nightmare right here. Her name is Danielle Carter, Vice President of Flip Chicago Red. She's all over the place. I got a bunch of videos on her. I got some more. She's been everywhere speaking. Let's get into it.
You know, he's trying to do the Gavin Newsom here, doing like the Trump troll. But we had 27 people injured over the weekend in violent events. People I talked to who've lived in Chicago for decades are afraid. They're still afraid. But we're supposed to believe it's all getting a lot better. Your reaction?
We are not thinking about Pritzker or Brandon Johnson. We just had 4 mass shootings in the span of 1 month. 14 people got shot and 4 dead. We just had senior citizens.
4 mass shootings in the span of 1 month. 14 people shot. How many did she say passed? How many? And they don't need the National Guard? She said it all, man. I'm going to rewind this and hear how many. Keep up with this.
Mass shootings in the span of 1 month. 14 people got shot and 4 dead. We just had senior citizens.
14 people got shot, 4 dead. 14 people got shot, in a month. 4 dead. 4 mass shootings in 1 month. 14 people shot. 4 people dead. Losing their life. Bullets flying. You know, when you think about the Bible and when they speak about Revelations and how the world is going to be ending with fire this time, and fire and brimstone, you think about hot fire falling from the sky. That's normally what you see on the pictures and the videos that kind of depict that image of what the Bible is saying. But have you ever thought about bullets flying? Aren't they hot? Ain't it like fire? Ain't it like hot rocks? You would think fire and brimstone falling down. That's what they give you. That's the image you're going to see in your head. Big rocks of fire and brimstone falling down on your head and body and falling to the earth because it's coming from heaven. That's the image that society gave you. That's the image that they paint for you. But have you ever thought about fire and brimstone on the sun, not falling from the sky, but coming from the same level, on the same level ground? Do you think that could possibly be what the Bible was speaking of? When the gun shoots, it fires. A lot of times fire comes out of the barrel, and the stones could be small. Brimstone can be small too. And it's not coming from the sky. It's coming on the same level on the ground that you're on. It's coming it's flying everywhere. Fire and brimstone. Fire. You get it? That was all me right there. I came up with that. That's what you get over here when you're watching on TV. You're going to get a different perspective and a real perspective. I don't think nobody can debate that right there. I don't think you can say I'm crazy. That's how my mind works right there. That's your fire and brimstone right there on earth. Killing children, women, and babies. Elderly. It's killed in the elderly too. I'm going to let Danielle Carter tell you about it.
Laying shot, bleeding in the streets. And let's not forget the gentleman who we saw, who was on Facebook Live, get robbed and shot while he was sitting in his car. So we don't care about anything these people are saying. Tell Brandon Johnson and Pritzker, if Chicago is so safe, with Brandon Johnson especially, let's leave his 150 police detail. Fire them and walk around with no police detail. And Pritzker, no security. Come in my community, the south side of Chicago. Come over there and let's see you say how safe it is. You can't even sit in your car long. If you sit in your car, you know that it's a chance you're going to get carjacked, robbed, or shot. So tell him to come around in my neck of the woods and talk that.
Shout out to Danielle Carter, man. She really over there putting it down, letting it be known what's going on in Chicago on the south side. How did we get back to that? Okay. Yeah. She letting it be known what's going down. She said, come to my section of the city on the south side of Chicago without your security detail, without the 50 cops that's with you. And you tell me how safe it is over there. These are the residents, guys. These are the people that's on the ground living this every day and looking at it. Y'all hit a like for the algorithm, man. I got more videos. I'm about to pull up something else real. It's finna get real for you. I'm giving you the people that's on the ground. and they telling you about what's going on over there. We got some more Danielle Carter. Hold on. And this right here wasn't even that long ago. Now this video right here kind of long. I'm finna let her rep out.
Because
I'm finna let her,
a common threat.
I'm finna let her give it to you, man. I'm finna show you what the residents are saying. This is Danielle Carter and all of the Chicago residents that are tired of the crime, they tired of the killing, they tired of everything going on down there. They down there in the town hall meeting. And man, when I tell you, man, listen, just watch for yourself.
Oh, I don't know if y'all don't understand, but y'all don't see it. America is coming together and Chicago is coming together. Black, white, it don't matter. Because see, we see a common threat. And you all are a common threat to America and Chicago. How dare you sit up there and go on TV and say Chicago people are dope when you talking about how you handled the migrant crisis, illegal crisis, when they all in my neighborhood. Now, I can't go across the street and do a simple workout. I'm a trainer. I'm trying to educate the citizens of Chicago, help dads be in the homes, educate them about health, fitness, how it is, and to be healthy with your kids. Eat healthy, work out, do something for the community, and I got to go through all these permits, all these hoops, everything. I got insurance to go in the park. But then I see illegals down the street from my house with a whole entire restaurant.
What?
I thought I was looking at Donald Trump when he was at McDonald's. They sit up there and had generators on the street, on the sidewalk, generators, and they had a fry machine taking the basket out the oil, putting it on the side, and not only that, they had tables and booths set up, like a whole restaurant outside.
Wow.
I just sit there, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Trays, putting the french fries in, all the smoke in out here, and they serving the people with aprons on, outside. Now my taxes done went up. Now they not putting nothing into it. My husband is a retired police. He gave 28 years to this. And now you're going to sit there and talk about we dope and we okay. No, we're not okay with that. We tried to tell you that. Sanctuary cities, we didn't want it, but you blocked that. You all don't believe in democracy. Democracy is out the door. Mm-hmm.
What did I tell you about the illegal migrants when they're in your community? Now, I'm sitting here in Texas, and thank God for Governor Greg Abbott, who stood 10 toes down. He stood on business when he said, hey, we are not accepting your illegal migrants, man. Don't send them here. And if you're a sanctuary city, when they cross that border down there in El Paso, that southern border, and it's such an influx of them. The influx of illegal migrants trying to get into the country. It's so many of them, we can't process them in and send them here and send them there. It's too many of them. So we start busing them to Chicago, to Georgia, to all the places that labeled themselves sanctuary cities. The sanctuary cities are the cities that said, hey, we'll accept illegal migrants. They can come to our America and come to our cities. We'll give them government subsidies, government assistance, meaning housing, food stamps, jobs, IDs, social security numbers. They done all that so that they could have a devout Democratic voter. Just like you black people. And then they ran out of funding and they went to crying to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Please send us more funds. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's phones went straight to voicemail. They put their phones on Do Not Disturb. Thank you, Governor Greg Abbott, for not allowing these people to come to Texas and invade the black and brown communities. setting up little pop-up shops and restaurants outside, right outside of your door, selling fries with the smoke going everywhere, not paying any taxes, not having the proper permits, using the food stamps to buy the meat, taking food stamps out of the mouths of the single mothers who really are trying and need it in our own communities that's been here paying taxes and working for years since they were adults. That's where the money needs to go. To the elderly, to the citizens that's been here. These new arriving illegal migrants are getting more assistance than the people that's been here. And they're surpassing the people that's been here. They're surpassing them economically. They're surpassing them financially. They're building their culture and their communities up, surpassing the black and brown people that's already been here. And you stupid, stupid black and brown people that continue to vote Democrat encourage this. You protest for this. And you say Trump is racist. I know you ain't gonna listen to me. I know you ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a dumb black dude from East Texas that don't know what he talking about. Maybe you'll hear that Danielle Carter, the black resident that experienced it, the black resident that lives in the black community in Chicago, the sanctuary city ran by a black Democratic mayor and a Democratic governor, Governor Pritzker. Let's hear what she got to say. Let's listen to her experience. You won't listen to me. This is a black woman.
We all believe in dictatorship. But that's okay, because like I said, when Trump, we all for Trump. And he's demolishing these sanctuary cities because that's what the American citizens want. See, he listened to the people. And that's what the people want. So you all sit up there and think it's cool, but remember, the same thing make y'all laugh is going to make y'all cry. Listen, we put you all in office to advocate for us. All these illegals in our neighborhood, and y'all just, it's funny now. Yeah, okay, displacing us, it's cool.
Thank you very much for your
Johnson was laughing at her.
All right. Okay.
That's why she said
anyway,
that.
how you doing, Mayor Brandon Johnson?
He's
You all
a clown.
right? Okay, good. So I don't know why you pay people to come here to act like you own it for the city and for the citizens, because you're not. You're running the city to the ground. We've asked you over and over again to stop with the spending. We've told your cronies to stop with the spending. They won't stop you. They're letting you run ragged in here. They're letting you run the city through the ground. They won't stop you. So because of that, you've given us no choice. We got to go to the federal level. We got to go to Donald J. Trump. Because he's made it clear what he's going to do. See, I got to have some help. I got to have some help. I can't let you and Cook County and the city take what my mother worked for and left for her children. Just because you feel like it, just because the Democratic Party think they are that, like they untouchables. This is America. You bringing these people over here that's from socialist countries and all this and that, and y'all think y'all gonna run that here. Black America said, no, you not. The true white Americans are saying, no, you not.
Preach.
The true Latino, the true Asians are saying, no, you not. I'm telling you, Brandon Johnson, from my heart to yours, Trump 2024. No more blue, no matter who. Donald J. Trump. Trump 2024. He's going to stop the bleeding. He's going to deal with this sanctuary city. And he's going to help us get you out. And he's going to get anybody out who roll with you, who think they're going to tear up Chicago. Y'all getting out too. This is our city. You can sit there, think like you acting like you ain't paying attention, acting like it don't apply to you. Oh, yes, it does. You ain't untouchable either, Silverstein. We coming for anybody who ain't about Chicago. You got that? Trump 2024, big baby. Oh, I don't know what...
Trump 2024. So as you can see, that video was kind of old, man. They've been fighting this fight man, for some years now. Ever since the term sanctuary city started trending and everybody was cheering them on and yay, hooray, sanctuary cities, we're going to get the migrants and we're going to let them come over here and they can live amongst us Americans because their cities, their countries aren't fair. In America, we're fair. Everyone gets an equal opportunity in America. That is crazy, man. That's people, man. People are crazy. They crazy. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. I got something for you. This is
I've seen people say they.
Let's see what he's seen people say. I don't know this guy, but I can strongly relate to what he has to say. This is a young guy on a TikTok video. I don't know his name. If I did, I would have you guys go follow him. But let's hear what he got to say. Another person on the ground living this thing that the majority of y'all just only imagine. It's crazy how people of Texas sit on a Republican couch every day in their living room. They vote Democrat, but the state is majority Republican. It's a red state. And they complain about the safety and security that they got. You get to sit on your living room couch comfortably. I'm showing you videos of like Danielle Carter, a woman that's in the red state, sitting on her living room couch and experiencing what's going on. And she's giving her opinion. I'd much rather listen to someone's opinion that's going through it than someone that's in a red state, but they're Democratic, they vote blue, and they're complaining about it. The news done mess y'all up, man. Let's see what this young brother got to say.
Dude, liberals are so lost that they're trying to make y'all turn y'all backs on our military while in support of criminals. I've seen people say they feel in danger that the military is on the street, even though them so-called young men out there are killing each other, robbing each other every damn day. And now there's videos out showing the National Guards sitting around in their Humvees, interacting with teens, letting them sit in Humvees and probably giving them encouraging words and thanking them for doing what they're doing and not indulging in the crime that has been plaguing the city for decades. But these damn liberals will make y'all believe that they are out there terrorizing the streets and not trying to save y'all from the actual criminals that are terrorizing the streets of DC. Those people are delusional. Stop listening to them.
So this young man here said that Democrats, they hypnotizing. They're hypnotizing y'all, man, especially black people. Us, black people. The majority of us black people are hypnotized by Democrats. That young man said the Democrats want y'all to believe, and I want to say that they actually got y'all believing it, man. God, man, y'all, I can't think of no other word. Stupid, man. Stupid. They got y'all believing that the military, the U.S. military in your neighborhood is more dangerous than the YNs, than the criminals. The carjackers, the home invaders. And y'all believe it. You got to ask yourself, answer me this down in the comment section. If you're on your daily commute to work every day, If you saw the military every day, or if you saw criminals with guns every day plaguing the streets, which one would you feel safer around? On your daily commute to work, to home. On your commute to the grocery store and back home. On your commute to Walmart and back home. HEB, Costco, the gas station, to the movies. If you saw the military, would you feel unsafe? If you saw criminals with guns, carjackers, thieves, robbers, I'm just trying to, which one would you feel safer? Which one would make you feel safer? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Answer that for me. Which one would make you feel safer? The military? Or the YNs? Because they gonna spin. Spin, spin, spin. We gonna spin again.
Send the Navy!
Spin, spin, spin. We gonna spin again. And them YNs spin on your butt, whoo, you gonna wish you had somebody. I watched a video today, man. In Chicago, a young lady, a woman was talking, she was antagonizing the hell out of these YNs, and she got shot. First thing she said was, call the police, call the ambulance. Everybody I know that scream all of this, as soon as something happened to them, call the police. As soon as something happened to their son crying, and call the police. In other words, call the white man. When it gets serious, you want the white. That's like a lot of y'all, man. You steady do the same things that you know that's not good for you. And then when you end up in a bad situation, you call God. You go to praying. When things going good, you ain't said nothing to God. Soon as you find yourself in the jam, oh Lord, save me. No, you were tough. You had it all figured out. When you was out there running them streets. When you was out there club hopping. When you was out there popping bottles. Let's see what this young Chicago resident has to say.
Man, they talking about sending the National Guard to Chicago, man. I'm not gonna lie, this is scary. This is scary. This is scary. This is scary. Send the Marines! Send the Navy! Get y'all, bring everything. I want the Army. I want ROTC. I want Moose. I want the tribal chief. Yeet. Yeah, cause Chicago is a hot goddamn mess. I work downtown. I do this every day. I see delinquency. I see violence. I see littering, pollution. I see filth. I see homelessness. I see suffering. Send the whole goddamn fleet. Chicago is hurting. We hurting.
And when that young man said that he sees homelessness, it reminded me about the homelessness in DC was out of control. They went to cleaning up them homeless encampments. They went to getting those homeless people off of the streets and telling them, you can either go to rehab, we have the options for you, we'll take you, or you can get in these jobs programs that we provide for you. We'll take you. And we're going to help you get a better life, or you're going to jail. Democrats holler, they scream, oh my God. They're cleaning up the cardboard boxes that the homeless people sleep outside with, and on the sidewalks, in the bushes, under the bridges. They're tearing that down. And they're actually getting them help by sending them to rehab, by helping them get jobs. Hell, jail is better than under the bridge or in the bushes under a piece of cardboard covering them up with no running water, no bath. Bugs can crawl on them. Why are we complaining about that? What are you protesting that for? Now, I know there's some homeless people that they would rather be in jail and they don't want help, or they don't want help because they're comfortable living. They've become comfortable living in those conditions outside. They're comfortable without taking a bath. That's why some of them you walk by and there's a smell. They're comfortable. They just live like that. They're complacent with that lifestyle. They don't want any better. More bills, more responsibilities. You got a job, you got to get up, and when the alarm clock go off, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30 a.m. and go clock in to make $1. And when you make that $1, you got to pay bills and responsibilities. Some homeless people don't want that. Some homeless people don't even want your help. Have you ever tried to help homeless people? You ever gave a homeless person $5 and he got mad because he wanted 10 or 20? That's how some homeless people are. Why are you getting mad? Jail is shelter. Jail is a bed. Jail will get 3 meals. Jail, you don't have access to certain drugs and alcohol, cigarettes. Jail, you get a toothbrush. You get soap and a bath towel and clean underwear. They give it to you. Why are liberals and Democrats protesting and complaining that Trump is cleaning up the homeless off of the street? You're stupid. That's why. You're stupid. The Democratic Party lost me a long time ago, man. A long time ago.
To try and clean up your city.
You heard it, right? Another video from Danielle Carter. What Moneybag Yo say? Speak!
Danielle Carter Walters is a South Side Chicago resident. She's also the co-founder of Chicago Flips Red. And Danielle, good to see you on the show. Your mayor, Brandon Johnson, said that the people of Chicago are going to rise up against tyranny if the president makes any moves to try and clean up your city. How do you think people in your neighborhood are going to respond if that happens?
Well, we have had 4 mass shootings in the span of 1 month. One of those mass shootings, we had 14 people shot, 4 people lost their lives. Also, we had senior citizens with the other mass shooting, shot, lying in the streets bleeding. So how is it, wait a minute, let's not forget the gentleman that was robbed and murdered on Facebook Live just a week ago. So for this mayor, incompetent mayor, and let's just be clear, he's inciting a riot. So I think he needs to be arrested for that. Because remember, they said President Trump, because he said go peaceably protest, he incited a riot. So that's what he's doing. So listen.
So that's another video from Danielle Carter. You know, it hurts me every time I hear when people speak of the elderly being shot. She said it was an older, and I saw the video. There's a lot of the stuff I can't play and I can't show because of YouTube guidelines. They, you know, they don't do good with the violence, you know. It always hurts me, man, you know. I have a mother, you know. I have a grandma. She passed, you know, some years ago. I got family members that my mother is a grandma. You know, I got friends and family that have grandmothers, and I hate to see anything bad happening to the elderly, man. You know, it's the weak and the vulnerable of the society that's gonna get the worst of this, man. And I just can't fathom the idea of complaining, protesting against that, protesting against anything to make the cities safer. I wasn't down with defund the police. I wasn't down with F the police. That's what they down there chanting in D.C. right now after the city's been cleaned up. And it's just sad that our people have this twisted way of thinking, this twisted way of seeing things.
I'm in South Carolina, and I'm reading about your...
It's sad, man. Here's another short video from a young man. He has his thoughts on the National Guard and what's going on with crime in these cities and cleaning it up. Hit a like button for the algorithm, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to be notified for the latest videos coming from on TV. Let's get into this video.
Hey, the Democrats can pick Gavin Newsom as their nominee all they want. Nobody's voting for that shit. We watched this man run his state into hell. And you think we're going to give him the keys to the nation? And then there's this bill getting passed that's stripping away parents' rights. And he ain't doing nothing about it. In fact, he wants it to go through. This bill essentially allows John Doe weirdo to get an affidavit, sign it his damn self, and then to go pick up your kid from school. Allow them to make medical decisions on your child.
And those medical decisions that he's speaking of, it has to do with sexuality and gender. The push for transgenderism, homosexuality, and sexual confusion in our communities is real. The term toxic masculinity was generated to cripple the masculinity in our cities, states, in our whole country. To weaken men, to weaken their opinions, to weaken their thoughts, so that we can't push it out there. Because what do men do? Men are going to protect the ones that they love from the things that they don't even know that's not best for them. There's been an attack on men. I've been saying it, The majority of y'all black people are blind to it until it hits you, until it's right on your front door and you see how weak you are. You see how you have no rights anymore. You can't, it's very, very difficult to lead your family nowadays. Because they literally can get up and say F you and do whatever they want to do with your child. And when I saw it happening, I knew the Democratic Party wasn't for me. I said it numerous times. So you should know by now why I left the Democratic Party. That's one of the many reasons I left the Democratic Party. I'm going to rewind this so you can hear it again from this young man, because I've said it numerous times. And I believe it was Tesla or X. It was X. X was in California. Gavin, if you don't know, Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. Elon Musk took the company X headquarters out of California when Governor Gavin Newsom passed a bill that the parents, specifically the men in the families, will be prosecuted if they spoke against their child wanting to transition over into the opposite gender on the path to becoming a transgender. So transgender, the process of transgenderism. And the teachers had more say-so. They had more power. The schools had more say-so and more power over you, over your rights of the decision of your child. I know y'all didn't believe me. Y'all didn't believe me when I said it, did you? So you get on these social platforms, especially you black men, and you scream Democrat and you scream hate Trump and you say that we're a coon for voting for Trump and going with and aligning with Trump's policies. And this is what's going on in the party that you voting for. So if you would align with this and you agree with this, that means that you're an advocate for the LGBT community. And we already know that a lot of you men, a lot of black men are down low. So if you ride with this, I ain't got no choice but to think that you're down low. I know that made you mad, didn't it? Yeah. Come on out the closet, man. It's all right. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I'll respond to you. We ain't running from nobody over here on TV. I think I just had to rewind this, man, so you can hear it again. This is what your Democratic Party is doing. The liberals. This is what they doing to your kids. They taking your rights away. They want your young black boys effeminized, man. Stupid.
And he ain't doing nothing about it. In fact, he wants it to go through. This bill essentially allows John Doe weirdo to get an affidavit, sign it his damn self, and then to go pick up your kid from school. Allow them to make medical decisions on your child.
If you don't believe me, if you don't believe this young man on the video, go look it up for yourself. Do your research. Stop voting for people because they say they're going to give you something. Or because they're the same color as you. Stupid. Stop following identity politics. Before you vote, do your research. Go look at their policies. We know y'all don't do that. You voted for Kamala Harris. She didn't even have anything up on her website. No policies on her page. You had no clue where she was going to lead this country. And you stupid black people voted for at a 92%.
I'm in South Carolina, and I'm reading about your bills that you're passing because you're going to become possibly a nominee for president of the United States. No.
He's in North Carolina reading about the policies and bills in California with Gavin Newsom. Shout out to that young man for doing his research, man. Not being a stupid. Hey, man, I got a Black History Month lesson for you guys. I got a Black History lesson for you guys, not Black History Month. I messed that up. I got a Black History lesson for you guys.
90%.
Yes.
And despite that,
now, it's a little long, but hey, man, y'all strap in. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to TV. Turn on your notification bell so that you can get updated on the latest videos coming out that I will be reacting to. We know this is the best reaction channel on YouTube, man. Y'all give a shout out to TV, man. The best reaction TV channel on YouTube. Thank y'all for subscribing and rocking with me, man. I'm about to give y'all a history lesson. This lady's about to give y'all a history lesson. I'm just playing the video because I already knew this information. And a lot of y'all already knew this information too, or you heard it because I know y'all ain't stupid. But at the end of the day, a lot of our black people, we ignore these simple facts right here. I've been knowing it. I was just raised into confusion. I was born and I was raised in confusion when it comes to politics. Now that I'm older and I've got enough sense to research and look up things for myself, I think I'm on the right path. I know I'm on the right path. I don't know what these other people are doing. But check out this history lesson from these strong, beautiful, lovely black women. Let's get into it.
so black Americans are voting Democrat at a rate of 90%.
Yes.
And despite that, 38% of black children are living in poverty.
Yes.
73% of black mothers are single mothers.
Yes.
40% of government assistance cases are black Americans.
Yes.
Do you think that the Democratic Party is serving black Americans well?
No, I don't. No, I don't. And you have to remember that it was the Republican Party that started. In the beginning, black people was for the Republicans. And what year? I don't remember when it got turned around. But, right, yes.
Under Johnson.
Under Johnson.
When he signed
right.
the welfare bill.
The New Deal.
Yes, the New Deal. Yeah. Thank you.
I know my history.
Thank you. I don't remember.
What is your name?
Alberta Frederick. Black people voted Republican. In fact, in fact, they was the ones who, when Lincoln was in office, black people was all in that office until Woodrow Wilson, the Democrat, took him out. The racist that he was, took him out, left one, and he had to share the party that he was in, share whatever office that he is in with a Democrat white person, That was Woodrow Wilson who did that. And then the ones that was Democrats and they were black, they were the slave owners, because almost 4,000 blacks were slave owners, and they treated the blacks they treated their slaves worse than the white man. And at the same time, not only was the white man 10% of the white population that was slave owners, the one that was pushing up right behind them with the most slaves was the Cherokee Indians. That's my family. And then the third ones was the black Americans that was here. That was the free men, the free slaves, and the free men, the former slaves and the free men. They was the one who ran the Republican Party, until Woodrow Wilson. And at the same time, like I said, the vast majority of your black slave owners was the Democrats.
That's right.
Yeah, were the Democrats.
A lot of people don't realize that the KKK was an arm of the Democratic.
They was an arm, and then at the same time they became even more popular under LBJ. Right. And then at the same time, because he was a Ku Klux Klan, and I remember because I was 13 years old when I went to that civil rights march. When Martin Luther King, who was a Republican.
That's right.
Who was a Republican. All right. The thing is that most of your entertainers, black entertainers and stuff like that, they're all
voted Republican. And the reason why a lot of the Democrats get into office, because when blacks was able to vote, okay, when they were able to vote, and they knew, the Democrats knew that the black people held Republican tickets, they took their tickets out of their hands and put 2 Democrats in the box. Okay, that's how they got back into the office. The Democrats. Okay, that's how they really remain. Because they stuffed up the ballot box. Just like Al Gore, who was Ku Klux Klan, his father, when LBJ was signing the Civil Rights Bill, his father, the Grand Wizard, okay, was out there having a fit, doing the filibuster.
I think she could teach a course.
Yes, she can. Yeah.
Could I ask you a couple questions? Because if I may, I voted Democrat my whole life because I believed that they cared about gay people. I believe that they cared about black people, about brown people. I don't believe that anymore. I walked away from the Democratic Party. I created something called the Walkaway Campaign.
Okay.
You started it?
I started it.
Ah.
Have you heard of it?
Yes, I heard. Yes.
And all the folks,
Yes. So we made a movie called The Great Awakening, Breaking the Chains of the Democratic Party. It's made with the testimonials of 20 black Americans who have walked away. It's amazing. Why are 90% of black people still voting Democrat when the Democrats don't care?
Because the Democrats made it seem like under LBJ that they was becoming like the Republican. Never mind, the Republican never gave you welfare.
Right.
They never gave you welfare. And the black people said, oh, well, we needed welfare. No, you never did. Well, we was doing fine without it.
That's right.
I think so, too.
So much fine without it. But since when people know that, because even Booker T. Washington, he talked about why he noticed that how when he did the Tuskegee Institute thing, you had to make your own bed. Okay? So when the rich people wanted to send their kids there, he told them I guess they put in a note, they didn't want the child to do this and this thing, that. He just looked at it, tossed it away, and told the kid, you want a bed? Here's the wood. Okay? Wow. Make your own bed. He said,
I love that.
And then at the same time, Frederick Douglasson always said, you want to help the black man? Don't. Because they know you give somebody something all the time, just like a child.
Right. They don't want it to
you give something, right. Earn your keep.
And don't you remember that phrase, teach a man to fish?
Right, you teach him how to fish.
You don't give him a fish.
Okay? Because even Jesus said when they was up there, he fed the 5,000, and then they come to far and they want to hear. He said, no, you came to me not because you wanted to hear what I have to say and just think, because I fed you.
Right.
So they want to get fed again for free.
Don't you think it's time for a change?
I do. I really think it's time for a change.
Yeah. And this guy Cuomo, I remember his father. His father was nothing.
Right. Really? Yes, I do agree.
His father was nothing. And he's worse than his father. Talking about he doesn't want a conservative in this, not welcome here. Well, look, I'm not Borg. You ever watch Star Trek?
I don't.
Oh, well, I saw Star Trek. Right. I am not a Borg.
Right.
Okay? Now, you go look at Star Trek and find out what a Borg is.
Yes,
you know?
They conform.
I am not a Borg. I'm allowed to have my own mind. I'm allowed to be an individual. God made me an individual. He didn't make me a conglomerate. Okay? If I don't like your thinking, some people say, oh, all of us black people got to stick together.
No.
I said, no, I'm not going to stick together with you because, one, just like all black people don't look alike, I don't have to do what you're doing.
I don't see a D stamped on your forehead.
No. I teach my child the color is not a hindrance. You don't go out there and read a book and study like you're supposed to. Okay? Nobody owes you anything.
I have to go into the Apollo, so
Can I give both of you ladies a hug?
Please do. I'll see you on Wednesday, right?
Thanks for talking. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.
So, man, shout out to those ladies. A quick history lesson from those beautiful, beautiful black women. Intelligent, smart. It's like the lady said, she thinks with her own mind. She's an individual thinker, man. An independent thinker, man. She comes up with her own thoughts, not with what the majority of people are telling her. Man, y'all hit a like for the algorithm, man, because where you going to get this type of news and information? Where are you going to get this type of entertainment? Where are you going to find these videos, man? All in one place at one time. Nowhere but on TV. Nowhere but on TV, man. So that was a quick history lesson, man, from those two beautiful matriarchs of their families. I know they are. They're strong, they're beautiful, they're likable, they speak well, they know their history. They're not just following the crowd and going off of what somebody told them from the past. Because if you're not paying attention, that the Democratic Party that you're voting for today is not the same Democratic Party that even your father and your grandfather voted for. Why are you still voting for it? Are you trying to give your kids up to homosexuality? Why do you agree with that? And you're a Christian, man. I don't understand it. So, I got a little information here. From the 1860s to early 1900s, after the Civil War, most Black Americans strongly supported the Republican Party. This is not just me saying this. You can go research it and look it up for yourself. It was the party of Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, that had fought against slavery and pushed for Reconstruction amendments. The Reconstruction amendments were the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. Go look those up. Go do your own research. Be an independent thinker. Stop following what the crowd is following. Stop being a follower, man. When I see that 92% voted for Kamala Harris, that lets me know that the majority of Black people in America are freaking followers, man. You can't think for yourself. Identity politics is the most surface level, ignorant type of politics that you could follow. The Democratic Party at that time was largely the party of the South, stupid. The Democratic Party was largely the party of segregation and Jim Crow. When you hear that the Democratic Party was largely the party of the South was largely, they were the main ones fighting for segregation and Jim Crow. You don't have to believe me. Go and do the research for yourself. In the early 1900s, support began to waver as Republicans became less active in defending Black civil rights, especially after Reconstruction ended in 1877. So that's when, they kind of started wavering. They kind of started backing away. They just became a little less active in defending Black civil rights. So Black voters were often disenfranchised in the South by voter suppression. So their political power was strongest in northern cities. That's why people were trying to get to New York. New York, that's when they started wearing zoot suits. And what was it? I think that's when jazz came along and all of that. Even though jazz was originated in New Orleans, but jazz was a big thing in the Black community in New York when Black people wore zoot suits. That's when Black people started, African Americans started finding their identity. Then around the 1930s, that was the New Deal era. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was a major turning point that came with Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, Democrat. Roosevelt was a Democrat. He came with a New Deal, and it wasn't perfect, but on racial equality, but his economic programs offered jobs. It offered housing opportunities for Blacks that included many Black families during the Great Depression. So this drew a growing share of Black voters to the Democratic Party. That's where this housing and all of this stuff came in. And I believe later on after that, that's when they started pushing the black fathers out of the household. And the black women took the children and they took the deal from the government that, hey, we're going to provide housing and food for you as long as there ain't no man in here. Y'all took the bait. Harry Truman, who was a Democrat, he desegregated the military in 1948. And later John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson, who pushed through the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Voting Rights Act of 1965, made the Democratic Party increasingly the party associated with civil rights. In the 1960s and 1970s, civil rights realignment era, the civil rights movement cemented the shift. Many Southern white conservatives left the Democratic Party over civil rights reforms, a trend called the Southern Strategy, moving to the Republican Party. So that was the turn. Whites left the Democrat. Whites were the Democratic Party because they had a chokehold on slavery. They had a chokehold on Jim Crow. Democrats did. That's what they stood for. But after John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson pushed through the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act, the white people that were racist and wanted to keep black people in the chokehold, they left the Democratic Party because they was like, hey, you're not going in the direction that we want you to go. You're starting to become lenient on the blacks. The Republicans was already lenient on the blacks. So the whites left the Democratic Party. And the blacks went to them, left the Republican Party that was standing up for them the whole time. That's just like black people. You look out for them, you feed them, you take care of them, you try to do what's best for them. And as soon as somebody come with something that looks a little bit, just a little bit, the people that have been screwing over them the whole time, they show them just a little bit, they show them something a little bit shinier. And they all jumped ship from the people that held them down the whole time. That's exactly what happened. I just gave it to you. The Southern Strategy, moving to the Republican Party. At the same time, black voters overwhelmingly shifted to Democrats, who were seen as champions of civil rights. I'm telling you, man. By 1970, the Democratic Party has become the dominant party home for black Americans. Today, roughly 80 to 90% of black voters support Democrats in national elections. Why the shift happened? Civil rights legislation. Democrats pushed key laws that protected black voting rights and outlawed segregation. Economic programs. The New Deal, the Great Society programs were seen as helping black communities more directly. Republican realignment. The GOP's Southern strategy appealed to white Southern conservatives upset about civil rights, made the party less appealing to black voters. Symbolism and leadership. Black leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. worked closely with Democratic presidents on civil rights, strengthening the bond. He worked with them. He was not a Democrat. Martin Luther King was formerly and always was a Republican. Black Americans began leaving the Republican Party during the New Deal in the 1930s, but the decisive break happened in the 1960s with the Civil Rights Movement. That's your history lesson for today, folks. Hit a like button for the algorithm. Subscribe to Jay Wilson at Unk TV. Hit the notification bell so that you can get notified on the latest videos coming out. We gonna support and keep an eye out for videos coming out on Donald Trump. Is he going to Chicago or is he not? Is the governor going to give and accept the support to stop crime in the city, or is he going to let criminals run rampant and flourish like he been doing? Because his plan ain't working. Is Mayor Brandon Johnson going to change? Nah, Mayor Brandon Johnson ain't going to change. He's stupid. He wants more money so that he can skim off the top and fatten his pockets. Y'all tune in to Unk TV for more updated news, more Black history lessons, and more videos reacting to the crazy, crazy things that's going on in society in 2025. Hopefully Trump can clean it up soon.